In today's video, we're going to take a look at Shadowspire Cathedral Level 1. So Shadowspire is a place that I used to farm all the time, literally all the time, before they brought out Crawlhive. I tend to spend a lot more time in Crawlhive now than I do here. The reason for that is that basically this dungeon is usually overrun by reds, and large groups of reds pile into this place all the time. Because the drops are so good, to be honest. The loot drops in this place are great, so it's definitely a targetable place for them. So level 1 is like a very large loop round. So there's 3 gates on this level. 2 right are here, so this is the entrance. And then you've got a red gate down at the bottom there. If you're sticking to one side, you can pretty much run through, and as long as you're ahead of any reds, you'll get to the other gate. Not too bad. If you're on the opposite side, a little less so. So, again, red straight in. He attacked me earlier. I wonder if he's going to again. No, he's not. Leave him on his merry way. So, there's a few mobs on this level to be sort of very aware of. The gargoyles, in particular, are a bit of a pain. So, if you're lower aspect level, I would suggest probably this isn't the dungeon for you. Now, there are some templates that can handle this place. Summoners do pretty well with this. But Dexers, especially, do not come down here. Low aspect. Unfortunately, it'll end badly. You need some decent defences to kind of be able to run around here. Crimson Gargoyles, so they will put a bleed effect on you. You saw that red spout that it was doing. That can be a little bit of a pain or an inconvenience. For a Dexter, not so bad, because obviously you can do good old close wounds. Mud Gargoyles, now this will spit out a load of mud at me, and I'll show you. If you are a low level character, this will really hurt. There's a lot of things here. So the Iron Gargoyle does like a bullet attack. That can be an absolute pain. Now you see me, I'm aspect level 12. That already chunked a decent third of my health off. What you'll find in this dungeon is pretty much things come in packs. So here, there were 3 mobs. Here, there's 3 mobs. Everything comes in packs. These frost methods, to be fair, if you allow them to cast on you willy-nilly, they're no joke either. They can cause a little bit of problem. Winged Hulks, not too bad at all. So they'll do an intimidate. Yeah, really not much of an issue, these guys, and they give some really good gold. The problem, like I said, is when you get things bunched together. So, the old method, and there's lots of corners here, so this Eldritch method, you could double click it, make it attack you, and then line of sight, and I'm pulling it away from the pack. So, really good tip. I've talked about that in a few of my videos now. The old click and pull method. That's exactly what I mean by it. Use the terrain to your advantage, and then you draw that away from yourself, and now it's left the gargoyle on its own, rather than taking them both on together. So again, Crimson Gargoyles attack straight away, bleed effect, thank you very much. We've got an Iron Gargoyle around the corner, so I'll show you what that does in a moment. And a Winged Hulk. So I know the Winged Hulk's not a problem. Now watch the Iron Gargoyle. Absolutely chunked my health. And then does a knockback as well. It does that fairly regularly. I'd probably say a couple of times a minute. I've never timed it, but that'd be my rough guess. Once it's done that attack, they're pretty harmless. Well, I say they're pretty harmless, that's a relative thing to say, but they're certainly not at their most dangerous just after they've done that initial bullet attack. So then that's your kind of window of opportunity to go and smack on them. Poison method, blood method. So the first thing I want to take out is this poison method. That's the one that's going to cause me problems, poisoning me. Now already you can see it went down fairly easily again, aspect level 12, but that was causing me some issues there, all three together. Casting. If you were lower level, that would just have killed you, to be honest. And when I was lower level, that just killed me as well. So there's been quite a lot of learning experiences on this dungeon for me, especially when I was newer to the game. Risk versus reward. It was the best place to come to be able to farm and get some really good items. At the time, the downside is it was also the most dangerous. So there's a bridge just over here to the other side. Helpful for a couple of reasons. One, if people have killed stuff here, you can get across without having to go all the way around. Other reason is if you've got reds, it's another shortcut over to the Moongate side, basically. There is one further section there where there is a rope. So, blood method, let's double click and get it coming towards me. I'm going to line of sight it, and then it just keeps coming and coming and coming. It'll start wandering off of it aimlessly eventually, but that's given me enough distance from the pack here that I can kill that, and then in we go. Flamekin shoots out flame. Funnily enough, a lot of the clues in the title with some of these mobs. And then, again, kill the Flamekin off. There's the Mud Gargoyle. There's a core. I would definitely recommend the separating things method, because what you don't want to do is just get overwhelmed. Because things like that, if you get that Mud Gargoyle doing an attack on you, and then you get a Golden Gargoyle or a Crimson Gargoyle or something else doing an attack on you at the same time, you'll go straight down, because they can do some serious damage. It is a very good dungeon still. Like I said, the negative would be reds roll through here on the regular. They're forever in this dungeon. Because again, the more gold drop rate there is, the easier it is, you know, or not the easier, but the better it is for them when they've killed you. Higher chance that they're going to loot something good off you. So if somebody killed me now, they'd get a fire aspect core, right? Not worth a great deal of money. It's about 4k that. But if I had an arcane aspect core on me, or a command core on me, definitely in their interest. So you see the Golden Gargoyle again, chunked probably more than a third of my health there. Get that going with a Mud Gargoyle, that could be instant death. So this is definitely a place you want to come prepared with potions. Obviously lots of bandages if you are a Dexter. The good thing that I like about this dungeon, if you're playing a caster, so a summoner, an arcane mage, anything that uses regs, pretty much everything in this dungeon drops decent sort of reg count. So not interested adding that to my carry weight for the Dexter, but if I was playing on my mage, or one of characters with a mage skill, I'd be really interested in picking up some of those regents. My arcane mage goes through sulphurous ash like there's no tomorrow. So again, killing a mob and being able to pick up 45 of that region that I would need, really handy. That's one of the big benefits of this dungeon as well. A lot of the other dungeons, they'll drop gems, they'll drop armor items, etc., but they won't typically drop a ton of regs. This place drops Absolutely loads of it. Right, Golden Gargoyle. Let's see if he'll do his attack. Gold Dust, that's what it's called. Chunking. Now, again, I'm not in any sort of defensive stances here. Whereas on the screen, you'll have looked and thought, oh, he's in a little bit of trouble there. I've never really been in too much trouble. But if I was to go and take 3 or 4 of these at once, without, you know, the proper respect or defences up, then yeah, I could absolutely get into trouble here. If you are newer and you're wanting to come and try this place, although again I wouldn't recommend this as a new player friendly dungeon, not at all, stick to the top part where you came in. There's a few alcoves there, just stick there, you're near a moon gate, you can get out. This is the entrance here to level 2. Now we'll continue that in another video, but that is the entrance just there. And then we're coming up to the Red Moon Gate, which was at the bottom of the map if you remember. Let me see if I can drag that. There we go, just down the bottom there. And then, as I say, all I'm doing here is just effectively a loop of the dungeon, really. Let's kill these couple, and then we'll call it a day with the video. But as you see, quite a bit of damage there. And hit me back, and then a flame strike. So if you're not careful, these mobs really can hurt. Knocked me down. There we go. Let's go for the last one. Then we won't be too far off on the old gold. But again, 20k gold, half a side, and we didn't really go too much into the alcoves. Core, blank chemicals, not too shabby at all. So as I say, I'd recommend this if you're a little bit higher in aspect, or if you really do want to try this place up top. Again, brand new players, I really wouldn't recommend this as a place to come for the factors that I've already mentioned. Plenty of reds in this place at all times of the day and night, and obviously the fact that the grouping can make this place a little bit awkward as well. Thanks very much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in the next guide.